All right, let's dive into a pretty radical idea today. The idea that the world you experience, well, it doesn't just happen to you, it happens from you. We're going to break down how your own personal beliefs literally shape the fabric of your reality.
You know that feeling, right? Of being stuck, maybe feeling like a victim of things you just can't control. It's such a common human experience. But what if that feeling is based on a total misunderstanding of how reality actually works?
This quote, man, it just flips the whole script. It suggests that the raw material of your life, all the good stuff, the bad stuff, the wins, the losses, is all woven together by the threads of what you believe to be true. So how does this actually work? Well, it all starts with understanding these barriers that we don't even see. Think of them like invisible fences that define our entire world.
And here's the kicker. We don't usually see these things as beliefs. We see them as reality itself. Life is hard, or I'm just not a creative person. We treat these ideas like they're laws of physics, not realizing they're the very fences keeping us penned into a limited experience.
So why do we build these fences? To get that, we kind of have to look at this really powerful idea that's been shaping our thinking for a long, long time, the myth of helplessness. For a long time, we were basically taught to be afraid of our own inner selves. The subconscious was painted as this dark, murky basement filled with all sorts of repressed junk and dangerous impulses. It was something to be locked up, not something to be explored.
And you can see the two competing ideas right here. On the left, you've got that old idea of a subconscious that's basically working against you. But on the right, that's a whole different story. An inner self that's the source of your joy, your creativity, your vitality. It's not the problem, it's the engine.
So what was the result of that old myth? A deep, deep sense of powerlessness. We started seeing ourselves as these fragile little egos just trying to stay afloat on this chaotic sea of inner turmoil that we had zero control over. It basically cut us off from our own power.
But now, let's just flip that whole paradigm on its head. Let's explore a far more empowering truth about who you really are.
Okay, first, just a statement of fact, whether you believe it yet or not. The self, your core being, has no built-in limitations. None.
And second, those fences we were talking about, those separations you feel between you and the world, or even between parts of yourself, they're illusions. They're just constructed from beliefs that aren't true.
Which leads us to the big one, the ultimate conclusion. You are not just a passive observer watching your life go by. You are its active, moment-to-moment creator.
This means everything around you. The people you meet, the place you live, your financial situation, your health, it's all a physical materialization of your inner world. Your reality is like a giant mirror, reflecting your own consciousness right back at you.
Now this all sounds amazing, but I know what you might be thinking. It can also feel a little intimidating. If I'm creating my reality, how do I start creating a better one? Well, the good news is there's a process.
Okay, here's a huge piece of the puzzle. We often think our feelings come first, and then our beliefs follow. But what if it's the opposite? What if you hold a belief, and that belief is what causes the emotion? Change the belief, and the feeling has no choice but to follow.
So how do you actually do it? It's a simple, three-step process. First, just listen to your own thoughts and catch an idea you hold. Second, consciously step back from it. Just say to yourself, okay, this is a belief I have, not a law of the universe. And third, ask yourself, is this belief fencing me in? Is it limiting what's possible for me?
Let's look at some common examples. These are the big cultural beliefs that so many of us just absorb without even thinking about it. Do any of these sound familiar? They are powerful suggestions that can really shape a whole lifetime if we let them.
And then there are the more personal ones. These are the intimate stories we tell ourselves about who we are. I'm just not a money person, or I always seem to get sick. These aren't just descriptions of reality. They are the actual blueprints you're using to build it.
Ultimately, what this all comes down to is reclaiming your power of choice. It's about realizing that you're the one in the driver's seat.
I love this way of thinking about it. Imagine you're an artist. An artist isn't the color blue or the color red. An artist is the one who chooses which colors to put on the canvas. It's the same for you. You are not your limiting beliefs. You are the self who has the power to pick them up or to put them down and choose a completely new color.
So, the final question is really for you. If your beliefs are the palette and your life is the canvas, what kind of masterpiece are you going to paint next? The choice, as always, is yours.